Hello, and welcome to the third training of the Federal Financial Administration, or FTA's, Summary Grants Management Series. I'm Alexis Fisher with the Office of Program Management, and I am more than pleased to share information with you so you can better understand federal financial assistance at FTA. We look forward to having you review this video as well as others in the series. To ensure we're all on the same page, we want to remind everyone that this presentation does not have the full effect of law and is not intended to bind the public in any way. It is educational and informational in nature, seeking to explain some of our existing requirements and policies. Our route ahead is the agenda. As this is a general overview and pre-recorded session, you might want to take notes so you can follow up with someone after viewing the session. We are very happy to help take a deeper dive on some of these issues on our next training series featuring Circular 5010 on award management. And now I would like to introduce Bruce Robinson to provide some welcoming remarks regarding FTA's circular rollout efforts.
Hello, my name is Bruce Robinson, FTA's Associate Administrator for Program Management. On behalf of the team here at the Federal Transit Administration, or FTA, I'm delighted to provide a brief introduction to the upcoming video training. FTA turned 60 years old this year, and one of our most exciting projects this year was updating several of FTA's major program circulars, as well as FTA's Award Management Requirement Circular, which is needed for all awards FTA administers. Over the last 2 years, staff worked tirelessly to update these circulars, working with headquarters and regional offices, as well as reaching out for public comment to update these documents. 4 circulars are Circular 5010, the Award Management Requirements Circular, Circular 9050, the Urbanized Area Formula Grant Program Guidance. This circular replaces, consolidates, and updates guidance for the Urbanized Area Formula Grant Program, the State of Good Repair Grant Program, and the Urbanized Area Formula component of the Grants of Buses and Bus Facilities Program. In addition, Circular 9040, the Rural Area Formula Grant Program Guidance, consolidates and updates guidance for the Buses and Bus Facilities Program, that is rural, and the Formula Grants for Rural Area Program. Finally, Circular 97 is the Enhanced Mobility of Seniors and Individuals with Disabilities Program Guidance. As part of the updated circular release, FTA developed a video series for each circular to relay key information and highlight changes. Additionally, the team developed a number of materials to help work with grantees and help set the stage for understanding federal financial assistance requirements surrounding administering federal fund awards. This circular and training series is specifically designed to assist FTA's efforts to improving customer service and streamlining our processes, as well as reflecting and incorporating provisions from the Fixing America's Surface Transportation Act, or more commonly the FAST Act, the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, as well as changes to the Uniform Administrative Requirements, Cost Principles, and Audit Requirements for Federal Awards, more commonly referred to as 2 CFR 200 or the Uniform Guidance, as well as incorporating changes to FTA's policies and procedures. We hope you find these videos informative. FTA has created a general email address for questions related to this update, FTA Circular Update 2024 at dot.gov, to assist in addressing questions regarding this release. For questions about information in the circulars, please reach out to your FTA regional contacts. But for now, please enjoy the show. Thank you.
Since we're at the beginning of the post-circular publication time period, all of these videos remain planned for release. Feel free to pop in and out of the trainings to learn about topics that are most important to you and share this information with others so they can tune in for what's most important to them. During this period immediate to circular release and publication, keep an eye out on Fridays for the next FTA series to drop throughout mid-November 2024. It might not be as exciting as Netflix, but we know you will really be excited and engaged to learn more about FTA. The Summary Grants Management Systems and Requirements video series focuses on general grants management, grant systems, government-wide requirements, and FTA-wide requirements. We're finally at our last video of this series, focusing on specific FTA requirements. And now I'm going to turn it over to our TRAMS team and Alicia to talk about our grants management system.
In this section, we will discuss Transit Award Management System, TRAMS. FTA uses several web-based administrative systems that impact grants management. Several of these systems function using FTA's integrated Appian platform, Transit Integrated Appian Development Triad. To access Triad systems, the FTA Access Control and Entry System FACES to manage user access and functionality. FACES is the user creation and management system for each user on the FTA platform. All other software systems, including Triad, rely on FACES for user management functions. FACES can be accessed via the website link. Because each FTA system has its own set of user role access privileges, individuals may have different roles and level access to each. Individuals may see different systems when logging into the Triad platform through FACES. Only individuals with the user manager role will have access to FACES. Transit Award Management System, TRAMS, is a web-based tool that uses various workflows controlled through role-based access to manage an FTA Financial Assistance Award through its life cycle. It serves as FTA's system of record for various actions and information related to federal financial assistance. It allows recipients to apply for federal funds, manage their programs in accordance with federal requirements, and provide the FTA with a method to review, approve, control, and oversee the distribution of funds. Access to specific TRAMS grant functions are restricted to users who are allowed to perform those tasks and only available during certain times within the grant's lifecycle. The TRAMS system maintains information on each recipient organization, the organization's compliance with eligibility requirements for awards, and the users within their organization. Recipient organization profile information in TRAMS is automatically imported from the System for Award Management SAM. Any changes to organization's information, such as name, address, phone, emails, contact information, must be made in SAM. New FTA recipients are required to submit documentation to help demonstrate civil rights compliance along with financial, legal, and technical capacity before FTA can award a project. This documentation is reviewed by FTA regional offices prior to providing TRAMS access and uploaded in TRAMS under recipient documents once access is given. The user manager assigns roles to each user in their organization in accordance with the rules specific to TRAMS. A local security manager, LSM, can only take actions for their own region, access control group, not other regions. They won't have the ability within FACES to take action on people outside of their access control group. Recipient staff members should ask a supervisor to connect them with their organization's TRAMS user manager. The recipient's user manager sets up a profile in FTA's access control and entry system FACES with the TRAMS user role or roles needed for their respective position. The following tables reflect recipient user roles in TRAMS with its general responsibilities, functions, and task assignments. To receive the roles you wish to be assigned, contact your designated recipient user manager. The following table reflects additional recipient user roles in TRAMS with its general responsibilities, functions, and task assignments. Here are some additional recipient user roles in TRAMS with its general responsibilities, functions, and task assignments. The TRAMS grant lifecycle consists of a recipient creating an application, adding one or more projects to the application, and transmitting the application to FTA for review. A pre-award manager from the regional office will be assigned to review the application for completeness and accuracy. The pre-award manager will use TRAMS to assign any additional required reviews during the FTA initial concurrence phase and assign a phase for the application. The recipient user will then submit the application to FTA. After submission has occurred, the pre-award manager will receive a task to determine and assign any additional reviews that need to take place and request that funds are reserved during the FTA final concurrence phase. Following the completion of the final concurrence process, FTA obligates funds for the application. The recipient will then execute the award and will move into a post-award phase of the award. During the post-award phase, the recipient organization will be required to fulfill the terms of the award. Each award requires the recipient to provide a Federal Financial Report, FFR, and a Milestone Progress Report, MPR. Required modifications to any award are also maintained, reviewed, and approved using TRAMS. Two different types of changes to awards are available using budget revisions and amendments. Once all activities of an award have been completed or all federal funds expended, a closeout will be requested of the award in TRAMS. The TRAMS public page provides resources, guidance, and training to FTA recipients. Recent TRAMS news can also be found here. Click on the link to access the site. Click on the TRAMS User Guide link to access the Recipient User Guide. The FTA Application Help Desk is available 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday.
Thank you, Alicia. Our next few minutes will discuss the certifications and assurances that are accessed through TRAMS. Each year, FTA publishes the certifications and assurances. Sometimes we just call them certs and assurances. These are pre-award representations and are a prerequisite for receiving FTA's federal assistance. The certs and assurances are a list of items required by federal law or regulation consolidated into a single document. Though not every requirement is included, the certs and assurances are binding, and they require recipients to commit to comply with their terms as part of their award. The certifications and assurances remain in effect until the award is closed or the end of the useful life of the federally assisted asset, whichever is later. The applicant's authorizing official is responsible for reviewing and certifying compliance with applicable certs and assurances. At minimum, recipients must select Category 1. Other categories that are required are specific to scopes of work. For convenience for both FTA and the applicant, we recommend selecting all categories. There is a disclaimer included that the only categories that will be enforced are those that apply. So we're going to talk about attorney and authorizing officials as these are roles in TRAMS. So the attorney affirms the authorizing official's selection and the applicant's legal authority to comply with the selected certs and assurances. If the attorney identifies required changes, the authorized official may correct and recertify the selection before the attorney completes the certification. This slide provides some information on some of the categories included under the certs and assurances. It doesn't include all of them, but we wanted to highlight some of the ones that are most common and most important. As you can see here, some requirements are triggered by the recipient of a particular type of program funds. So as you can see under Rural 5311, you would select Category 9. And then for others, their requirements for selecting that category are based on the specific of a specific type of service or whether it's a specific type of procurement. Again, we encourage you to select all of the categories for ease. But let's take a second and notice under other requirements, there's Category 4 for lobbying activities. When a recipient is engaged in lobbying activities, in addition to selecting that category in the certs and assurances, the recipient or applicant must also submit a written certification that no federal funds have been used to pay for lobbying if the recipient receives more than $100,000 in federal financial assistance. The SFLLL, which stands for the Standard Form LLL, is this disclosure requirement. The form is required quarterly when non-federal funds have been used for lobbying. Similar to the certs and assurances, FTA uses the master agreement to organize requirements into a single document. The Master Agreement and the underlying agreement outline the general and specific federal assistance award requirements. The underlying agreement is a specific grant or cooperative agreement or some other form of financial assistance that incorporates the terms of the Master Agreement and outlines the scope of work for the federal financial assistance provided to the recipient. FTA has a master agreement that establishes the standard terms and conditions, including applicable federal laws, regulations, requirements, and applicable guidance for recipients to follow, in addition to the terms provided in their underlying agreement for a specific award. The master agreement incorporates various requirements under 2 CFR 200, 2 CFR Part 1201, DOT regulations, federal assistance laws, authorizing, as well as appropriation legislation. The master agreement, similar to the certs and assurances, is typically updated annually. Please consult these resources for additional information on the requirements included under the certs and assurances and master agreement. And now, TSO, the Office of Safety and Oversight, will review their requirements.
I am presenting the section Oversight, Triennial, and State Management Reviews. Program Oversight Overview. FTA is responsible for conducting oversight activities to help ensure FTA grant recipients use the funds in a manner consistent with their intended purpose and in compliance with regulatory and statutory requirements. The Office of Program Oversight develops and implements a comprehensive national oversight program to assess recipients' compliance with federal requirements. Oversight review programs include triennial reviews, state management reviews, procurement system reviews, financial management oversight reviews. TSO 30, Office of Program Oversight. TSO 30 manages a comprehensive oversight program to assess and promote recipient compliance with federal requirements. Compliance is determined through oversight reviews including Triennial Review Program, State Management Review Program, Procurement System Review Program, and Financial Management Oversight Program. This slide includes additional information and details on the description of each of those programs. One manual, one process. This slide includes a QR code that will take you to the Comprehensive Oversight Review and Technical Assistance Program, CORTAP, Contractor's Manual. The current review areas for the CORTAP program for fiscal year 2025 are listed below. They are legal, financial management and capacity, technical capacity award management, technical capacity program management and subrecipient oversight, technical capacity program management, transit asset management, satisfactory continual control, maintenance, procurement, disadvantaged business enterprise, Title VI, ADA General, ADA Complementary Paratransit, Equal Employment Opportunity, School Bus, Charter Bus, Drug-Free Workplace Act, Drug and Alcohol Program, Section 5307, Program Requirements, Section 5310, Program Requirements, Section 5311, Program Requirements, Public Transportation Agency Safety Plan, and Cybersecurity. CORTAP Manual Structure. Each overarching question has 6 basic parts. Basic requirements, high-level clear statement of what a recipient is required to do, applicability, recipients to whom the requirement applies, explanation, detailed description of the basic requirement, indicators of compliance, how reviewers will assess compliance with the basic requirement, instruction to reviewer for determination based upon results of indicators, governing directives, citations from law, regulation, agreement, or other guidance forming the basis of a potential finding. Review area format. Introductory page list purpose of the review area, questions to be examined, Information needed from recipient. We will now move on to one of our discretionary programs, Procurement System Review. The Procurement System Review, PSR, determines if recipients are meeting requirements and identifies any necessary corrective actions. The PSR program objectives are listed on this slide on the right-hand side. Another discretionary program is the Financial Management Oversight Review. The Financial Management Oversight FMO program examines recipients' financial management system to determine if recipients' financial management systems and internal controls are adequate. There are several types of FMO reviews: full scope financial management system review, follow-up reviews, cost allocation plan, and indirect cost rate proposal reviews. Additional types of FMO reviews include agreed upon procedures, consulting engagements, financial condition, and capability assessments. OTRAC, Oversight Tracking System, FTA's official system of record for program oversight data and activities, used by FTA staff, contractors, and grant recipients, managed by the Office of Program Oversight, TSO 30. Grant recipients use OTRAC to manage oversight activities. OTRAC is not a tool for subrecipient monitoring, which is the responsibility of the individual primary recipient. Additional resources can be found on this page for TSO 30's oversight program and tools related to the oversight program. This concludes my portion of the presentation. I will now hand it over to the next presenter.
Thank you, Nakwana. Now that we have an understanding of oversight activities, let's move on to one area that is addressed during oversight reviews: payments to recipients via EchoWeb. Uniform guidance includes requirements for payments under 2 CFR Part 200.305. And under this provision, federal agencies such as FTA are required to include payment information as part of their award terms and conditions. And recipients must also minimize the time elapsing between receiving their funds from the federal government or from their pass-through entity and their disbursement of those funds. FTA uses EchoWeb for payment. Many requirements under 2 CFR and other legislative and policy requirements are incorporated into our EchoWeb system. EchoWeb is on the Triad platform and is accessed through FACES. The EchoWeb application allows for FTA recipients to request payments for their awards. Recipients may make payment requests in EchoWeb throughout the day. However, twice a day, FTA's internal financial management system, or FMS, batches and collects these requests for processing and submission to the U.S. Treasury. EchoWeb integrates several external systems. Security is crucial for FTA applications and payments. We therefore authenticate users through login.gov. In addition, FTA utilizes the FTA Access Control and Entry System, FACES, as we mentioned earlier, for user management and access across all Appian applications. This system allows users to manage permissions in the system as well as run user reports. Recipients are organizational users whose overall data is imported from sam.gov. The information included upon import contains points of contact information. Once a recipient is securely logged in and associated with an organization, they are able to request payments. When submitted through EchoWeb, the payment request is processed and initiated through FTA's internal financial management system, FMS. Once a payment has been made, FMS provides EchoWeb with a payment disbursement status. The capabilities of the system fall into 4 modules. These 4 modules include the management of the following: the management of payments, the management of user tasks, account management for the organization, and SAM's data, as well as help documents, such as user guides, FAQs, and year-end close information. In order to use the system, the following prerequisites must be met. The user must have an active FACES account with an Echo Web role. Non-FTA users, so recipient users, must be associated with a specific organization. They also must have a login.gov account. All functions within Echo Web are permission-based and defined by roles. This means that everything's specific to an individual person and their role within the systems. So for more information concerning Echo Web, please consult these resources. Our next section of the presentation will discuss asset management. This is also addressed in oversight activities. FTA's National Transit Database, or NTD, was established in 1974 when Congress required data reporting. It is the repository of data about the financial, operating, and asset conditions of American transit systems, recording the financial, operating, and asset condition of transit systems, helping to keep track of the industry and provide public information and statistics. The NTD supports local, state, and regional planning efforts, helping decision makers with multi-year comparisons and performing trend analysis. It contains information such as agency funding sources, inventories of vehicles and maintenance facilities, safety event reports, measures of transit service provided and consumed, and data on transit employees. FTA uses NTD data to apportion funding to urbanized and rural areas throughout the United States. Transit agencies report data on a number of key metrics, including vehicle revenue miles, or VRM, vehicle revenue hours, or VRH, passenger miles traveled, PMT, unlinked passenger trips, UPT, and operating expenses, or OE. If you need some further information, as with all the other slides, here's a couple websites to help you out for NTD resources. Related to NTD is TAM, or Transit Asset Management. So let's spend a couple minutes on these requirements. The Moving Ahead for Progress in the 21st Century Act, or MAP 21, required FTA to develop a rule establishing a national Transit Asset Management System, or TAM system. FTA has defined transit asset management as a strategic and systematic process of operating, maintaining, and improving public transportation capital assets effectively through their entire life cycle. The rule requires FTA recipients to develop asset management plans for their public transportation assets that should include vehicles, facilities, equipment, and support infrastructure. TAM also defines state of good repair, requires recipients to develop a TAM plan, establishes a standard state of good repair performance measures and recipient performance targets, establishes annual report requirements to the National Transit Database, or NTD, which we just covered, and requires FTA to provide technical assistance. For more information about TAM, please review the following resources. So with TAM, we are ending our final session in this Summary Grants Management series. As with the prior recordings, the next steps are up to you. We strongly encourage you to tune into our next series on award management under Circular 5010.1F. And after that, there are 3 more program circulars lined up over the next few weeks for you to view. If you have any additional questions, please use our shared mailbox. It is monitored by FTA staff to provide insight on the revised circulars and address your general questions. As part of our ongoing effort and commitment to serving the public, FTA hopes to improve America's communities through public transportation. We share a vision of fostering a better quality of life for all built on public transportation excellence through a commitment to service, integrity, innovation, sustainability, and equity. Thank you again for watching. We hope you will view the other videos related to the 2024 Circular Update.